What's up, Aces? My name is Jake Dace, and welcome back to The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. Now, last episode, I can't remember. But, this episode, I'm thinking we travel somewhere. Because if we remember correctly, which I do not, because it's been a while since I've actually played. Where's the missions? Here. Go to Rampart for Casey. So, that's what I'm going to exactly do. Got the bone arrow, but I probably won't need it. But I have a feeling that I will gladly use that. Unnecessarily loud.
My husband was innocent. I don't give a damn what was on that map.
I do.
Doesn't prove a thing. Georgia has such a stranglehold on the tower. She'd say the sky was green and made of jello, then everybody behind the wall would nod, smile, and get out their spoons. Not me, and not my daughter. I'm going to prove to Umbra that we can rise above it all, that we can remain in truth. Which brings me to a confession, tourist.
Oh, I'm listening.
I didn't tell the full story of how I got the reserve key.
Wow.
Umbra called me out for omitting a critical detail. I am raising the kid right, I guess. To get the key, I had to hurt someone. Real bad. A dear friend. I almost killed her. In the moment, it felt like the right thing to do. No question. But I regained my senses for my daughter's sake. I could see her eyes pleading with me from across the room. Stop, Mommy. This isn't right, they said.
It is right.
I had succumbed to what the tower had become under George's influence. A breeding ground for betrayal, forcing people to turn against each other to survive. Sad thing is, I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Not proud of it, but it's true. There is a line with me, and when it's crossed, it does not matter who you are. I will do whatever it takes to defend what I know is right and protect my daughter. So now, you know exactly who you're dealing with, tourist.
Still a bitch.
No bullshit. Like before, the drawing will point you to the cache. Beyond the location, the next cache is a mystery to me. No clue what might be in there. All I've heard is that it's quite a haul. May.
Well, man, I'm not scared of somebody who almost killed their friend. Unless you're gonna kill me, then yeah, I'll be really scared. But we're going to Rampart, not Shallows. Shit. I'm so happy that it's a school. Could have been anywhere better. It's the home of the Wildcats. Sweet. I don't want to go in there now because there's blood. Oh. You just had white hair. Okay. Blood. Lead it right over here. Ooh, that's a Walker Central right there. Oh, damn. I don't trust this place one bit. What? Oh, you saw me. Well, what if I hide? Then you won't know where I am. I am horrified. Oh. Why was that unlocked? Oh dear. Damn. Ugh. It's squishy. This is very ominous but sad music. Oh, because almost everybody's dead. Died as a couple. I respect it. Damn, died alone. Who the fuck is you?
Didn't think I'd ever see another human being again.
That's sweet, but there's people outside. What are you, Kenneth?
Is your name Kenneth?
Yeah. How do you know my name?
Casey.
Casey asked me to look for you. He's alive. In the bunker. He wanted to know what happened to you and the rest of the squad.
Casey's alive, huh? That's good to hear. I didn't give him much chance, honestly. Thought he'd have blown his brains out by now, or shriveled away to nothing.
Dude, there's a walk
Guess I
coming.
underestimated him. If you make it back to him, tell him these few things for me. Tell him he's a good guy. The guilt, it's not his. Tell him to let it all go. What happened at the bunker?
I'm about to let you go.
He needs to wipe his brain clean.
Fuck, you're infected. Ah. See what you did, bitch?
Casey's alive, huh? That's good to hear. I didn't give him much chance. Thought he'd have blown. Guess I underestimated. Tell him he's what happened at the bunker. Tell him Kenneth said things right. Killed Trent, Jess, and Foster. Okay?
Sweet damn.
You need to write it down or something?
I'll remember.
I'll remember everything. Don't worry. But I am curious. What happened at the bunker?
Fuck it. I've got nothing to hide. We killed dozens of innocent people. Civilians trying to get into the bunker. When all the shit with the dead walking started to go down, we had orders to keep everyone out of the bunker.
You're ugly.
I don't know why. It didn't make any sense. But when it got too tense, we freaked. We mowed them down. Vietnam-style shit. Casey just stood there. Like a ghost.
I don't like that there's a blur right there.
Foster started screaming at him to open fire with the rest of us. Later, I asked Casey if he fired. He said that he pulled the trigger because he was scared that if he didn't, we'd all turn on him. Add his body to the pile. He said he aimed his gun up in the rafters of the church. I believed him. He begged me not to tell the others. He didn't trust them. But he trusted me. We were friends. Listen, my brain is getting foggy. I'm seeing shit. I don't know how many words I got left. End me. Please.
One more question, Kenneth. You said you killed your squad mates. Why?
We all deserve death for what we did, champ. They were gonna hurt Cousin Timmy, and I couldn't let them do that.
Who the fuck is Cousin Timmy?
I had to make sure. They were never gonna hurt no one ever again. Right, Uncle Tommy? Hey. Hey. Before you go to the bowling alley, blow my fucking brains out, yeah? That's the only way to remain human all the way to the end.
Wish is my demand. Oh, there's a few walkers outside. Let me juice up real fast. The sloshing around's creeping me out. Yeah. Oogity boogity. Your mom's a hoe. Oh, you are attractive. Not. I'm gonna go home. I'll see y'all around. Well, that was more information heavy, but it is what it is. Casey, I'm
There,
also
Casey?
back.
I'm back.
Tourist, did you discover anything?
I killed Kenneth.
I found Kenneth.
You did? Is he still alive?
I
He
killed
wasn't
him.
gonna make it. He begged me to put him out of his misery. So I did.
Oh. Well, I'm sure you did what was right. Tourist.
I just killed him for fun.
Shit. Rest in peace, Kenny. My friend. What did he tell you?
He sucked.
For a guy with only a few breaths left in him, Kenneth had a lot to say, Casey.
Like, what?
He said you're a good guy. Not to feel guilt about what happened outside the bunker. To let the massacre go. He told me all about it. From his perspective. But I am curious about yours.
Well, if he told you what happened, why do you need to hear it from me? You know what you need to know, right? And you've told me my friend is dead, so we can move on, yeah?
I know it must be hard, Casey, to talk about it. But it's okay. Tell me what happened.
Yeah, you're right, tourist. It's not easy for me. There was a massacre. 3 dozen people at least. Civilians, right at the reserve entrance. Innocent people that we should have been protecting. I should have done something to stop it, but I didn't. I stood there, a coward. And now I don't sleep. I have a nervous twitch in my right hand that gets more pronounced every day, and the guilt is like a 10-ton weight crushing my chest. There, you satisfied now?
Those are just facts, Casey. I already know the facts. What I need to know is your perspective on the whole thing. There's a reason why you can't sleep. You're twitching like a junkie and your chest feels like it's caving in.
Okay, quit badgering me, please. I'll talk. Just give me a second to gather my thoughts. It's all fucking foggy. The whole thing escalated really fast. The first bullet was Foster. I wanted to scream no, but it's like it just left my body. Everything after that moment, it's like a nightmare. Jess and Trent started firing. Jess, she was smiling. Kenneth hesitated. He looked right through me, like he expected me to have his back. But I did nothing. So he started firing. After that, all I've been able to retain are weird details. Oh, the sounds. A hat. A cross. Man, sometimes when I'm here lying, trying to sleep, I can actually feel my fingers shaking on the trigger of my rifle, even though I haven't touched the thing since the day it happened.
The feel of the trigger. Did you pull it?
Yeah. I didn't want to, but I did. Basic training kicked in. Follow orders, no matter what. But I don't know if I killed anyone. I may have. Thing is, I'll never know. Maybe that's worse than actually knowing for certain that I did.
A cross? Like in a church? What's that all about?
Yeah. It's fucking strange, tourist. I see it. Real close up. Everything around it is hazy. Bullets chewing it up. Splintering the wood. It's from my church back home. The one my mom used to drag me to. You know, but that makes no sense. Well, it's just my mind fucking with me. Guilt digging in deep, I guess. Fearing judgment.
What do you hear when the sounds come?
The sound of terror. Please. The gunfire. My own shouts. The thump of bodies hitting the floor. This cacophony will just swell up inside my head when I least expect it. This chaos. But I can still pick out every single fucking sound. I just can't shake it.
You mentioned a hat. What hat?
There was this old man, shielding his wife. He had on this bright blue fishing hat, and I watched a flurry of bullets rip it right off in this spray of blood and skull. And this fucking hat, I swear to God, it's the exact same hat my uncle used to wear. And the bullets drove it into the wall, and it hung there for a second, dripping. And then it flopped onto the floor. The image, I can't get it out of my head. I'm worried it'll be there forever. And I keep thinking, was it me? Did I shoot those bullets?
You never know for sure, Casey.
That's exactly right, tourist. And I can't fucking deal with that.
Then die. I'm joking.
Listen to me, Casey. Carefully. What happened outside the bunker, it's not your fault. That is clear to me. It was clear to Kenneth. You need to find a way to make it clear to yourself.
Yeah, I know. You're right, tourist. But it's not easy. Gonna take a lot of fucking work. Hey, maybe when this is all over, I can hire you to be my therapist.
I charge $300 an hour. Don't think you can afford that on National Guard money.
Yeah, probably not. Look, tourist, this little chat, it's worn me the fuck out. And I've got rewiring to do to keep from getting electrocuted next time I use this radio. Not that it really fucking matters. Doubtful I'm getting out of here alive. Without that key that has everyone riled up, this is all a waste of time. I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you later, I guess.
So, yeah, Casey.
We cannot be afraid to ignite our passions, even in the midst of the nightmare. No. It is precisely then, when the nightmare's claws are digging into the thin flesh of our fading hope, that we must defy the nightmare and live. Truly live. And make no mistake, mere survival is not living. Scrounging for crumbs like a timid field mouse, begging some simpleton who bumbled her way into the role of heartless dictator for guidance? Not me. I choose to embrace everything that makes me human. I choose to carve my own way through this new world. I am not a lowly animal. I should not. A moment while I recount an old Bayou legend. Many of you listening will no doubt recall the campfire tale of Charlie Boy, who met his end at the hands of the Sukiyon at the Bogachita Swamp. But a lesser-known Charlie Boy tale is what I will regale you with now. As a youth, Charlie Boy was not one to adhere to rules. In fact, you could say the young lad was a bit of a miscreant. Thieving, vandalizing, terrorizing. Mischief was in his blood. And mischief is what made the man. On a sweltering summer's eve, one of those Nola nights when the air was so thick and hot a dragonfly could barely get airborne, Charlie Boy set out from his home in the 17th Ward and skulked on over to the Garden District with revenge thumping in his chest. His family had been wronged by some rich folk landlord types who were scheming to get Charlie Boy and his family evicted for no good reason at all. Now, Charlie Boy knew there wasn't much he could do, being just a 12-year-old beanpole, but he was not about to sit idly by and let old money greed ruin his family without landing a counterpunch. So out of chicken wire, Charlie Boy molded a huge head and put an old Pulcinella mask on it, the nose stretching down to the chin. He painted the whole thing black as night. With the head on his shoulders, Charlie Boy stood a gangly 7 feet tall, a messenger from the underworld. When he found the mansion of his oppressors, midnight about to strike, he slipped over the backyard wall and scanned the opulent home for a bedroom window to tap upon and give the sleeper inside the fright of their life. Make them think death itself had come for them. Tap, tap, tap. But there was no need. The patriarch himself was lounging outside, 10 sazeracs deep in his nightly drunken stupor, half asleep and unaware. Charlie Boy knew this was his moment. He crept up and stood unnaturally tall behind this slob of a man, reached out and grabbed a spotty patch of thin hair atop his head and yanked. The man's head snapped back, eyes wide with terror as he stared up into the looming face of death. And his heart just stopped. In an instant, a 12-year-old boy was transformed into a man of power. A man who understood what a glorious weapon fear could be. A man who would never again allow anyone to tread upon him without consequence. In an instant, a legend was born. Where is she? Nobody seems to know. The rumors are wide and wild. I can barely keep track of them all. Let's begin with the most unlikely. Mama is a ghost. She has never existed. Mama is a fabrication created by those truly at the cruel heart of the Tower Collective to serve as a symbol under which to unify their impressionable masses. Next, we have Mama is dead, followed closely by she is deathly ill. Then, of course, one of my personal favorites, Mama is afraid of her people. So she hides, knowing that the Tower's time as the dominant voice of NOLA is drawing to a close. Its collapse imminent once the blindly obedient finally realize there is so much more for them beyond the oppressive wall. Now, I must admit, I have never laid eyes on Mama myself. My time on their side of the wall was brief as a mayfly. The Tower's ways do not reward those who believe in the power of autonomous thought. But whatever you believe, there is an undeniable truth. The Tower is in decline. Their philosophy, their lack of vision, and their cruelty have ensured their own doom. Has Mama seen it already? The end? Surely someone of her acumen can right the ship, set the Tower back on a benevolent course. And yet it appears that Mama has abandoned her flock. Why has she chosen to withdraw when the Tower is so desperately in need of strong leadership? Isn't it obvious, New Orleans? Mama knows she's already lost. She knows that we, the reclaimed, have set hearts and minds aflame with new possibilities. She knows that she can no longer compete. She knows the time has come to let go. But there are those among her ranks, I'm told, who have taken it upon themselves to double down on the failures of the Tower, to cling to worldviews that no longer hold any relevance, despite the reticence of their formerly esteemed leader. Sounds to me like the inmates have taken over the asylum. Is that where you want to place your trust, New Orleans? with a so-called community that sees you as nothing more than an expendable cog in their ever-grinding machine. Wouldn't it be wiser to embrace a philosophy that embraces the humanity that seethes inside each and every one of you? Mama is done with you. Those loyal to her and her broken ideologies will find any excuse to dispose of you. Retake control of your own destiny, my friends. Find your way to the reclaimed. We believe in you. Human beings. Hunted. Their muscle carved off bone. Sliced into meager portions, then served to a starving populace. A sinister secret. All in service to a quota designed strictly to strike fear into already subservient hearts. All in service to a quota that accomplished nothing beyond the creation of a debilitating disease. The tick. The tick is what they called it. An apt name, given the condition of those burdened by it, many of whom we have taken into our fold. And how did Tower leadership decide to handle this tick crisis? To keep those afflicted from discovering why they were sick. And when that misguided strategy failed and the truth spread like lush Spanish moss, what did these heartless scoundrels do? Did they spare no effort and exhaust every resource to correct their wrong and treat those poor afflicted souls? No. No, they did not. What they chose to do instead was to exile those sick with the tick, condemning them to certain doom, even though their own policies planted the seed for the disease in the first place. And they call us barbaric. There are atrocities that will grip the psyche of a people with such ferocity that I dare say those subjected to them may never recover their sanity. This is one of those atrocities. Makes my insides churn with anger. But this is my commitment to you, New Orleans. I will not stand by idly and allow injustice to continue to flourish within this city. Those who sit atop the tarnished tower throne will be brought low by the reclaimed and punished for their transgressions.
Alright, Aces, I'm back. You're probably wondering, what was I doing? And why did I say I'm back? I just had that whole... well, you Aces didn't get to hear it until the end of the video. But I did a whole JB segment where he's just yapping about the tower and shit. And I pretended to be him. And, yeah.
When the saints go marching in, oh, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in.
Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints.
Alright, I'm gonna leave this episode here, Aces. If you want more, you know what to do. I'll see all you in the next one. Peace out.